Welcome to the Living a Nordic Life podcast, where we explore a simpler, cosier and more intentional life the Nordic way. I'm Fiona McKenna, your Nordic living guide and founder of Living a Nordic Life, where I share all things Nordic living and show you that a Nordic life is the way to bring intentional calm and healthy habits into your own life, wherever you are in the world. Are you looking for ways to bring simplicity, coziness and calm into your life? Well, let me show you how. Visit the Living a Nordic Life website to explore how I can help you on your journey to simple, healthy and happy calm, the Nordic way. You can subscribe to the podcast right here. And if you want regular inspirational emails sent with love from Norway and straight to your inbox, don't forget to subscribe to the Living a Nordic Life newsletters. And so now let's dive into our episode. Let's talk about Romjul. And I bet you're wondering what on earth Romjul is. Well, it's that time between Christmas and New Year. That week, really, isn't it? Between Boxing Day, 26th of December, and New Year's Eve. In the English-speaking world, we might call that Twixtmas or Betwixtmas, or there's all these kind of names that have been made up for it, aren't there? Something like that anyway. But here in Norway, it's called Romjul, and it has a very specific place in Norwegian tradition. In fact, in tradition throughout the whole of the Nordics. As you know, in the Nordics, when it's time to celebrate, everyone loves to indulge a little bit. We don't worry about calories and things like that because we're going to eat healthily the rest of the time. And we'll be back outside in the fresh air, making the most of friluftsliv in no time at all. It's good for our mental health to allow ourselves to have a few indulgences from time to time, and especially over Christmas. And that bit between Christmas and New Year, Romjul. But let's talk about it anyway. Let's talk about what Romjul is. It is a relaxing time with no work. Although lots of people do work in Romjul, especially if they are service providers or if they're essential services, then they will be working. But for everybody else, there's less pressure to keep up with everything. A lot of offices are closed and a lot of businesses are closed. Public offices are definitely closed, and the government offices, you're not going to be able to get anything done like that. The banks are closed. But it's a calm time of slower schedules and less work pressure. Many people will have taken holiday and will probably not be at work at all. And if you try to get anything done, like I said, in public office or in government departments, forget it. You're not even going to get an email reply, and you're certainly not going to get on chat unless you get some kind of bot or AI or something to answer your questions, but certainly not a person. They close for the entirety of Romjul. They will have been closed from before Christmas, but that bit in between as well, where in England, for example, we could expect to be back at work for a few days, maybe from the 28th, probably through to New Year's Eve. Not here in Norway. It's a time for family. Romjul is a time to be around family and friends, but not in the same way as Christmas. It's a little bit different. Christmas was quite formal. It is quite formal here in Norway. And it's also very structured. People have certain family traditions that they stick to and it never changes. So we don't go changing the menu. We don't go changing the times that we do things or how we do things. Everything stays the same every year. It's predictable. And that gives us a certain sense of security, I suppose. But it is formal and structured. But Romjul is more about getting out some casual clothes, going for a walk, grilling a few hot dogs out in the open air, and about chilling out, celebrating connections and being a little less formal than we were over Christmas. There's an informality to it. All those stiff Christmas clothes that have had their outing, their once a year outing, or maybe a little bit more than that, they go away. It's time to be informal. In Norway, the jeans come back out because people wear jeans here for everything. Jeans and a lot of lycra as well. You would notice if you wander about at any time of year, you'll see that people wear an awful lot of quite stretchy, comfortable fabrics. And the soft, comfortable clothes are worn again, and those scratchy, sequin covered outfits are put away until the next time, which will probably be a confirmation or two in the spring if you've got family and friends whose kids are reaching 15. That's the time for confirmations in May. They start April and May, usually, unless it's very busy, and then we get them in the autumn as well. But that's when the kind of Christmas clothes come out again. The formal suits and things that are a little bit stiffer. Bunads come out. But for now, everything's put away and we're back to the less formal wear. Our beautiful decorations stay up. We don't put those away yet. But we are relaxed and informal. Romjul is a time to get outside. And it's a crazy time to get outside in Norway. It's absolutely mad. Everybody is outside. Hiking, grilling, making the most of the lovely winter weather if we have it, and breathing some fresh air. After being inside for probably quite a lot of time over Christmas, with Christmas Eve when we have our big celebrations, Christmas Day when things aren't quite so formal, but it's still time to be inside and around family. And maybe it feels a bit stuffy and you've had a little bit too much fatty food and perhaps a bit too much beige food as well, and a few too many sweets and biscuits and crisps and chocolates, and you want to get outside and get some fresh air into your lungs. Lots of the friluftsliv centres, those are the outdoor centres that we have here in Norway that are very informal, I have to say, that usually by lakes or in areas of particular beauty. It might be slightly touristy areas as well, but not touristy in the fact that it's a tourist attraction. The attraction is the nature. And there are visitor centres for these places, and also where they organise activities. But lots of these places have activities on the go in Romjul to get families and friends outside. It might be something like they've cleared a path or an area in the lake where you can ice skate. They have sparks to rent, which are those little things. It looks a little bit like a toboggan, but it's got runners and a seat, and you can push it along, and you can either go on the snow or the ice or on the lakes. And you can push somebody on it, or you can push it around and have a sit down. There will also be things like cross-country skiing, open with cross-country ski centres, and the downhill ski centres as well if we have enough snow. If the weather's cold enough, like I said, we start to ice skate. And luckily the friluftsliv centres check the depth of the ice for us, so we know whether it's safe and we know where not to go as well. So if we get a few days of very cold weather down to about -8 or below, centigrade that is, it freezes the ice into what's called steel ice, which is cold air frozen into the water, and it makes it very hard. And it can go down to about 30 centimetres, so you could drive a car on it. And it's great to get out and ice skate when everybody else is out. There's a festive feeling and an informality and a relaxedness with everybody getting out and getting some fresh air. Some people, of course, like to do something a little bit quieter, like ice fish, for example. And that's not something you do quickly either. That's very much a slow sport. So you probably spend an entire morning sitting outside ice fishing. But it's all about taking the time to enjoy and embrace outdoors. It's also a time to start some healthy eating habits. And with all this fresh air and health, it's natural to start eating a little more healthily. We want to, don't we? Our bodies are telling us that they want some vitamins and minerals and something that's a little bit healthier than what we have been eating. We've had lots of fun indulging over Christmas, and even if we don't go crazy, we still feel that need for vitamins and minerals in what we eat. Just stop a moment and listen to your body after you've eaten all these things and indulged a little bit. It'll be telling you that it wants something green and some colourful food, and not beige and brown food anymore. It's a time in the Nordics to look to all the wonderful fresh food that is starting to become available. Right now at this time of year, it's an awful lot of root vegetables and things that can sit quite happily without having to be preserved or kept refrigerated. So things like apples and oranges and stuff like that. Pears as well, if they're hard enough, not the soft ones. But an awful lot of vegetables like that from the autumn. But we're also starting to see more fresh stuff, and even some Norwegian things as well, like lettuces. They like cold weather. but we can also grow it ourselves. We can grow a few herbs and some microgreens on the windowsills. We can choose lighter food, and we can go back to enjoying candy and chocolate on certain days, like we do in the Nordics, on Saturdays and Wednesdays. We don't indulge any other time. A lot of people only eat sweet treats on Saturdays. They don't have it any other day of the week. We don't need to. And schools are not allowed to have things like that in the classroom. They do, I have to say, they do have little treats for the kids on occasion, bits of candy and perhaps the odd biscuit, the odd cookie, but certainly not every day, and we're not allowed to put them in our children's lunch boxes either. Romjul is a time where there's no pressure. We find ourselves under so much pressure at Christmas, don't we? I feel it, and the run up to it. It starts at the beginning of December. It doesn't feel quite so bad, but by the time we get to the week before, I'm like, oh my goodness, does my house look fabulous? Because you feel that pressure, don't you, when you're looking at social media or anything really, magazines as well. Does it look as good as this? Does it look as good as that? You feel that pressure to make everything look wonderful and to make it as perfect as you possibly can. Romjul is great because there's no pressure to get the right gifts. You've done that. There's no pressure to make all that food. You've done it. You don't have to make your house look perfect anymore. But it doesn't help to be bombarded by these perfect-looking lives of social media influencers. Romjul is the perfect time to let that go. It's over. You've done it. Or maybe you haven't done it, and if you haven't done it, well done you. That should be celebrated. But if you felt that pressure, just let it go now. It's over. And in the Nordics, we make a conscious effort to take the pressure off. So, how can you make the most of Romjul Nordic style wherever you are in the world? You don't have to be here in the Nordics. You can do it as well. Well, you can start by relaxing and stop trying to make everything perfect. It doesn't need to be perfect. Christmas is over, and it's time to let your shoulders drop a little bit. Take a deep breath in and out and just let it go and enjoy those last few days of the year. You can get outside like we do, and we have a lovely new tradition with some friends in the village where we go out on New Year's Eve in the daytime, not at night, but in the daytime with all the kids. And we go into a certain area of our forest where there is a tent called a lavu, which is a traditional Sami style tent. And there's an area there where we can sit around and we can grill safely. It's got a ball panner over it, which is one of those tripod barbecues that has a grill and an area surrounded by rocks, so it's self-contained, that we can put our logs in and we can start a fire and we drink hot chocolate and we grill hot dogs and we chat and we're out in the fresh air for a few hours and the kids run around in the forest and it's all perfectly safe and lovely. And that's what you can do. Get outside. Over Christmas we spend a lot more time inside than normal. Even here we do it. So now it's time to get some fresh air. Get outside and enjoy the winter. And it is possible to enjoy the winter, I promise you. I went from hating the winter when I first moved here to loving it now. You have to look for the beauty in it, and it is there. Or it might be the summer for you if you're in the southern hemisphere, which is really exciting. I can't even imagine what Christmas would be like without snow. I just, crazy. Put on your winter clothes and take a walk in the fresh air. Let your lungs fill up and move your body a bit. You don't have to start hiking up a mountain or starting to run marathons unless you want to, but just move about a little bit. You can start to look for some healthy habits you might want to adopt. Now, I'm not one for huge New Year's resolutions. For me, they never work. I would rather adopt small habits one at a time and do them throughout the year and give them time to stick. If you start on a new habit and you consciously make the effort to do it every day, within 30 days it has become a habit. So it doesn't take very long, but do one thing at a time. You don't need to eat the elephant whole. You can nibble at the elephant a little bit at a time. Start with maybe having a few more vegetables and some fruit in your diet every day. Drink a little bit more water and get outside every day for a few minutes. It doesn't have to be anything huge and monumental. All these things are very Nordic, and they are very easy to bring into our lives without a huge amount of trouble. You don't have to completely turn your life around because that just might not stick. Leave the pressure to be perfect behind you. Christmas can be a time of unbelievable pressure to be perfect, can't it? Everything has to be Instagrammable and have some kind of aesthetic to it. Leave it behind at Christmas, please. Let your life be imperfect. Or at least let your Romjul be imperfect if you don't want your life to be imperfect. It's imperfect is perfect for you. The way you live your life is your choice. And you're already doing it right. Spend some time with your family and friends. Have you got some Christmas food and Christmas snacks to eat up? Now, don't tell me you haven't, because I know you have. Just go and look in your fridge or look in your cupboards. I bet there's a load of Christmas food left over. Some of it you can keep, can't you? Some of it you can freeze. But have you got things that you can turn into something, some nibbly bits or something, and have some friends over? Get people over and share them. Invite a few friends for a walk, like we do on New Year's Eve. Take a flask or two of hot chocolate. Take some squirty cream and some marshmallows. And just find somewhere to sit with some friends and have a hot chocolate and make it a little bit exciting and a bit of a treat and something fun. It adds a little bit of hygge to your day. Be creative and adventurous. And I promise you, it will be wonderful. And all of this is what we call Romjul's hygge, or that coziness that you feel during Romjul. So, get out there and be a little bit Nordic and enjoy your Romjul. And I'll see you in the next episode. If you've enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the Living a Nordic Life newsletters so you can get an email when I release a new episode. It's a quick and easy way to keep up with all things Nordic living. Please visit livinganordiclife.com. You can listen to Living a Nordic Life on lots of podcast apps, including Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcasts, and plenty of others. If you've enjoyed the Living a Nordic Life podcast, why not leave me a rating? So that's the end of Living a Nordic Life for today, and I look forward to seeing you next time.